Okay, so it is dinner prep time. It is later than I should be starting this. 5:45. Normally, little baby, she eats at 6. So that's not gonna happen today. But she had a late snack because she didn't eat much of a lunch at school. So she ate snack when she came home, and we normally give her milk with dinner. But she was having a little mini breakdown and she was screaming for milk. So I gave her milk earlier for her snack. So she's okay right now. Anyway, so tonight I'm making salmon, wild sockeye salmon that I bought from, what did I buy? Frozen from Trader Joe's, because frozen salmon actually, frozen food, frozen meat period, actually has less histamines than fresh, or I should say than defrosted. So I try to buy all of my meat frozen. It's not as convenient because you have to wait for it to thaw, but the minute you kill an animal, it starts to form histamines. And therefore, the longer meat sits out, the more histamines it gets, and histamines can contribute to rashes, and I have psoriasis, and I heard that could actually cause it to flare up. It's an inflammatory, pretty much. So anyway, salmon, and I am making a saute of this lovely vegetable. Can you guess what it is? It's rutabaga. Very low in carbs. It's very paleo. It's actually keto too, it's that low in carbs. So it's a root vegetable. So I'm going to use my spiralizer. This one I received as a gift from, it is actually OXO. It actually works fantastically. On Amazon, it's actually a little bit more than some of the others, but according to the reviews, it's one of the best. So I'm very thankful that my friend got this for me. And we are using the thin slicer, kind of like the mandoliner, whatever you call it, for this, because the little one doesn't really like things crunchy and hard to chew. So the thinner, the better. So I'm going to spiralize that root vegetable, and then what am I going to do with it? Oh, I'm going to do dandelion leaves. Yeah, I kind of forgot what they taste like. It's been so long since I've had it. But the reason why I purchased them is because I have been doing a metal detox. Well, I finished it now. And because I had very high levels of mercury in my body. And when they test for mercury, they test for all sorts of metals. And I got tested for something called Thallium, Thallium. It actually increased. And so the doctor said, did you change your diet? The only thing that changed, because the biochemist / doctor, I'm not sure what his position is, but he works at the lab where they do all the testing, said that they have tested a lot of cruciferous vegetables, especially kale and broccoli, and he just said green leafy vegetables, which I later found out that it's not all green leafy vegetables, at least according to my research today. But that's it aside. Scared me because a lot of farms use water, even organic farms, that actually has waste in it. One of those things being thallium, which is a heavy metal, and soil has it. I mean, it's really hard to escape it, but higher levels are not good. And I actually did increase eating those things in the last couple of weeks. I ate much more broccoli because my love loves it, my little baby. I ate a lot of cauliflower because it was low in carbs, so I was trying to do more low carb, just to kind of get more keto. And I was doing a lot of butter leaf lettuce, this stuff. This, which I bought at Costco because it's super cheap at Costco. It's like 2 for $5, and at Whole Foods it's 1 for $5. And it says organic living butter leaf. Okay, well, if it's living, don't you think it's better? I did, okay. Well, what I think, can't prove it, I don't know, but because it's attached to the root, which means that it's alive. So it's still eating whatever water, I don't know, whatever is in the roots. So as you can see, roots, you could literally plant it afterward and it would still it would grow. But because all that soil that it's still like sucking nutrients out of, I think it is maybe, this is what I'm concluding, might be higher in thallium. Because that's really the only change I made. I stopped eating romaine. I started eating more butter leaf because I thought it was better for me. I'm gonna stick with the romaine because the romaine, when I tested before, I didn't have more thallium. I was eating a lot of it though. I mean, I was doing smoothies and eating, you know, I try to eat leafy greens, raw vegetables, about pretty much with every meal. And so twice a day, or maybe not twice a day, maybe once a day, but it was every day. I was eating butter leaf lettuce. So I'm just not gonna do it anymore. Anyway, I actually did look today online. I started looking into the whole thallium thing. And I think from what I read online, it seems actually it is not all leafy greens. I think it's mainly cruciferous. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Greens, and especially kale. Kale got the bad rap. I think because it had so many accolades before, people always want to look for alternative information. So anyway, dandelion greens are not a cruciferous green. Neither, at least this website that I looked at. Some people said spinach was, others said it wasn't. This one seemed like a pretty thorough website. I'll have to post it in the show notes because I can't remember it off the top of my head, but spinach was listed as a non-cruciferous. Endive also, let me show you my endive. Endive, this, which I get from Trader Joe's. Yeah, I forgot what it's supposed to be high in also. I guess I could just read the back and it would tell me, but it's also good. So that's another good form of, it's not a green, but at least of a raw veggie. Because you can only eat so many cucumbers and so much celery. It's old. Ryland, she's eating more and more these days, and she should. Babies are not to put children. What I was reading in the article, I can't recall which one anymore, but if I can find it, I'll also include that in the show notes. But keto is not good for children. It's not a state that they should be in. So I want my little nugget, my 2-year-old, to have enough carbs, healthy carbs, of course. So since I didn't have time to bake a sweet potato tonight, like I normally do, she loves sweet potatoes and coconut oil. Tonight, I'm gonna do this. I get this, there we go, from Whole Foods. They also have the canned version. Uh-oh, did it stop? She's watching YouTube while I make dinner. Did it stop? Anyway, pureed pumpkin, organic, and I mix it with some coconut oil or coconut milk. Gives it some more satiation. So this is how the spiralizer works. But this, you cut flat edges on both sides, get it thicker. So see, it's a little bit thicker than what it was. So this goes into one side. This presses into the other. I put this down here. You then suction cup it into the table. Okay, here we go. And the spin. It's going to start little. See that? Can you see it? And this is the finished product. It's a little bit bigger than I thought it would be, a little bit wider. Don't know if Ryland, my little one, is going to eat it because she's not into really thick. She's over there. That's really the only thing I can do to keep her distracted while I make dinner. I'm going to chop this up like this. I'm going to make it small because maybe she'll eat it that way. Still have my doubts because she doesn't eat like big, so I kind of wish I had done this thin like zucchini noodle style. My plans changed. Within a minute, I Googled paleo rutabaga recipes, and a Greek rutabaga recipe came up. The recipe is from the Healthy Foodie. They actually roast the rutabaga and chop it thickly, but I had already started sauteing mine in coconut oil, so I just added the spices that they recommended, which were Dijon mustard, lime, which I squeezed, onion powder, garlic powder, and oregano. And I used coconut oil. They asked for virgin olive oil, but you know what? Wow. And salt. I omitted the paprika and peppers because I'm trying to do AIP. And I'm now cooking the salmon. Grandfather's iron skillet, and I love crispy skin. So for 5 minutes. And I never know how long to do it, but and this is the finished product. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna eat more salmon. That's a little bit too small for me. I ended up ixnaying the leafy greens, the dandelions, because I've heard they're bitter and I need to look for a recipe. I don't want to ruin them. But salad was romaine, endive, celery with olive oil, lemon, salt, and then the sauteed rutabaga with all those wonderful spices I showed you. Ta-ta. That she likes it too.
I'm gonna shut it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut down the computer. I know Bobo's watching Bobo. But we're gonna shut it down because it's dinner time now. Okay? So say night night. Night night. You were such a good girl though while we watched that. When Mommy made dinner. Oh my goodness. I know. It's always sad to shut it off. But look, I made you salmon. Yeah, look. Salmon. And we got something special here. This is something new that you might like. And some celery and some pumpkin with coconut oil. She loves her salmon. She loves her meat, I should say, period. And that passy is not something she normally uses. She's never used a passy. In fact, I hid it. Today, she was standing with those sweet little feet on the counter, looking up in the cupboard. And what did she find? What'd you find? Yeah, you know it's funny. I know. The passy
I found a bee.
You did?
That's for flies and bees.
It's for flies. Yeah.
And bees too.
And bees too. Bees don't come in the house. We're talking about the fly swatter. Anyway, this rutabaga is amazing. Really good flavor. I will definitely make it again. And the salmon is fantastic. Thank you for tuning in today. This is Jen with PaleolatesBody, and please subscribe. Thank you. Wrap up for tonight on tonight's dinner. I, as I said earlier, loved it. I really liked the Mediterranean style rutabaga, but my husband just hated it. And he said, it's different. And then he didn't only eat half. So he said, after I told him the ingredients, that he could smell at the Dijon mustard. He's a yellow mustard kind of guy. He doesn't like Dijon. So if you're not into Dijon or that flavor, then you might not like it. All right, other than that, peace out.